He hadn't eaten in 3 days. When he found $10,000 in a dumpster, what he did next changed his entire life. David's stomach growled as he lifted the heavy lid of the dumpster behind the grocery store. It was 2 in the morning, the time they usually threw out the day-old food. If he was lucky, he'd find some bread, maybe a few bruised apples. 3 long days. That's how long it had been since his last real meal. Winter was setting in, the shelters were all full, and the streets of Seattle were cold and unforgiving. As his hand rummaged through the trash, it touched something unusual. It wasn't food. It was a black garbage bag. Tied tight, something inside felt different. He pulled it out, his fingers fumbling with the knot. And then he saw it. Cash. Bundles and bundles of cash. $100 bills, held together with rubber bands. David's heart just stopped. His hands trembled as he started counting. $10,000, maybe even more. He frantically looked around. The alley was completely empty. No cameras, no witnesses. It was just him and more money than he'd seen in his entire life. His mind started racing. This was it. This could change everything. A warm hotel room, a real hot meal, new clothes. Maybe even enough for a deposit on a tiny apartment. A real chance to finally get back on his feet. He shoved the bag deep inside his coat and started walking away, his pace quickening. But with every step, something twisted in his chest. A feeling he just couldn't shake. He heard his mother's voice echoing in his memory. "Baby," she used to say, "we don't have much, but we have our name, we have our word. Don't you ever sell those for anything." She'd been gone for 5 years now. Cancer took her. He'd spiraled after that. Lost his job, then his apartment, and eventually he lost himself. "But Mom," he whispered into the cold night air, "I'm just so tired. I'm so hungry." Still, that feeling wouldn't leave him. That pull in his gut. That quiet whisper that sounded like her voice, but also like something bigger. Something sacred. If this story is speaking to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And share this with someone who needs a reminder that integrity always matters. David stopped. He turned around and walked back to the dumpster. There, stuck to the side of the bag he'd almost kept, was a crumpled business card, stained with coffee. Robert Chun, CEO, Chun Industries. His finger traced the phone number. As dawn started to break, he found a payphone that, by some miracle, still worked. The phone rang 4 times before a groggy voice answered. "Hello?" "Mr. Chun," David asked. "Who is this?" "It's 6 in the morning. Sir, I found something that belongs to you." In the dumpster behind Martin's grocery on 5th. There was a pause. Then, the voice on the other end asked, "What did you find?" "A black bag with money." A lot of money. The silence on the line stretched so long David thought the call had dropped. Then, Chun's voice, suddenly sharp and wide awake, said, "Where are you?" David gave him the address. "I'll wait here." 20 minutes later, a Tesla silently pulled up. A man in pajamas and a jacket jumped out. He looked at David, at his dirty coat, his worn-out shoes, his 3-day beard, and his eyes filled with tears. "You called me," Chun whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "You actually called me." "It's your money, sir," David said, handing him the bag. Chun took it with shaking hands. He opened it, looked inside, and then closed his eyes. "Oh, thank God. Thank God." He looked straight at David. "Do you have any idea what this is?" David shook his head. "This is my company's payroll. All cash. We pay several undocumented workers who can't get bank accounts. My assistant was supposed to deposit this, but she got sick. I told her I'd handle it. I put it in a garbage bag in my office, stupid, I know, and somehow it got mixed in with the actual trash." He grabbed David's shoulder. If this money had disappeared, 60 families wouldn't get paid this week. Rent wouldn't get made. Children wouldn't eat. David's throat felt tight. "I'm glad I found it then." "You could have kept it," Chun said, his eyes searching David's. "You're clearly struggling. Why didn't you?" David thought of his mother. "Because my mama raised me to believe that who you are when nobody's us watching is who you really are. And I'd rather be hungry with a clear conscience than full with a dirty soul." Chun wiped a tear from his eye. "What's your name?" "David. David Morrison." "David, I'm going to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. Do you want a job?" David blinked, stunned. "Sir, I don't have an address. I don't have clean clothes." I didn't ask what you don't have," Chun interrupted gently. "I asked if you want a job." "Yes." David breathed out. God, yes. You start Monday. 9 a.m. sharp. I need someone I can trust in my warehouse. Someone who understands that integrity isn't negotiable. Someone exactly like you. Chun then pulled out his wallet and handed David $500. Get a hotel room. Get some food and some new clothes. I'll handle the rest. David just stared at the money. Sir, I can't. Yes, you can, Chun insisted. Consider it an advance on your first paycheck. That was 4 years ago. Today, David is the warehouse manager for Chen Industries. He has his own apartment, a fridge full of food, and a photo of his mother on his desk. But the thing he's most proud of? It is a framed quote Chen gave him on his first day. Character is doing the right thing when nobody is looking. Your integrity is worth more than any temporary gain. When you do the right thing, even when it's hard, it gets noticed. It gets honored. It gets rewarded. Maybe not right away, but always eventually. Real character isn't about what you have, it's about who you are when you have nothing. That's when your true self really shines. If David's story inspired you, please hit that like button.